Okay, guys, I'm back. Yeah, we're gonna cover a little bit more about the simulator we're in. People are having a hard time understanding how this simulator might work, but it's not too hard. I can make it much more simpler for people that don't have that physics in their world. But we know for a fact that everything is made of atoms. Okay, yeah, those atoms. We got to think of them more as pixels, okay, in the simulator. Like pixels on your TV, it's what it makes. You put them all together and it makes a picture, except it's three dimensional. They're round pixels. Yeah, and that we know for a fact that we can't see a damn thing inside them. It's like they're empty. There's nothing there, but there's a lot actually. It comes from the hidden dimensions of string theory. See, what people don't realize. See, there's this thing called string theory out there, and we were so excited when we found that because it was a mathematical bridge between the two universes of physics that we had, the super small and the super big, and we were just string theory, string theory, string theory, string. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Problem is, they abandoned it. Yeah, yeah. It turns out they couldn't prove it. Yeah, yeah, you couldn't prove it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But from what I am understanding, is it's real. And see those hidden dimensions that are in string theory? They are like the fingers that reach into our little simulator that makes all this go. And so, you know, we can't see those because plain and simple, they're smaller than what we can even understand. Light is it. Yeah, what the bit how we get a picture, the shit's even smaller than that. Yeah, yeah. They say that one of these strings they're like if you had a tree on the planet Earth and you made Pluto the the outside of an atom. That's how big one of them strings is. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's it. Yeah, it's like a tree on Earth, and the outside of the atom is the circle of Pluto. Yeah, that now I trust me. I'm sure there's some out there to be like, no, it's not quite like that. It's a little bit. Yeah, I'm just giving them a general idea. Okay, it's really friggin' small. Okay, well these strings, yeah, they vibrate and they literally make up what we are. There's three dimensions they operate in: inner and outer. Three of them go in, and three go out. Well, when you pop one of them atoms, three, the smaller ones that go in, you get a lot of them, and you get what's called a black hole. And they literally keep going in and in and in. It becomes a dead spot in the holodeck. Yeah, that's you don't go to black holes. That's yeah, yeah, that's a dead spot. Yeah. But then the outer stuff, the three that goes out that pushes the bubble out, it, they go out to out and they go out and they go out and they go out until they get to where there's no galaxy. Yeah, because see, they can't stay in matter, dark matter. That's what the three hidden dimensions of both sides are. It's dark matter. You put the two halves together, you got dark matter. That's pretty much the stage for our holodeck in understanding that I understand it. Yeah, I am definitely not into physics, dude. Trust me, man. Wait till you see my high school grades. I really did not do well in high school. Yeah, I see. I'm given this information I have over the last 5 years in crazy way by this being in my head that called himself God. And last June 6th, I got the brother, the son. Yeah, I currently I'm calling him, father. Nah, it's just father and son. I had a Star Wars joke there, but I got to focus on the mission here, people. It's not about fun time now. It's about real time. So anyway, those hidden dimensions and dark matter is the stage for what this holodeck works off of. All right. Now, you got to remember, everything around you is a very, very complicated holodeck. Matter of fact, he says that this side, this nursery, is 10 times harder than the top side because this one has so many moving parts. Oh, so many moving parts. Lots and lots of moving parts. Up there, it's not so much. See, up there, it's more like blocks. They attach to each other, but they don't interact with each other like here. And they're much bigger, and it's much easier. So it's one of those things where it's really complex down here, but it's real simple up there. See, it's a whole different laws of physics up there too. We have a different holodeck than here, but in so many ways it's exactly the same. But things that are different up there is nothing grows. There are no bugs. There's really, I mean, we have what's called dirt, but it's not the same. Liquids are a bitch. We really have a hard time with making liquids. Although, the cool part about that is, when you eat something here and you drink something here, so you recorded that in your avatar. And when you get to the top side, every time you drink something, you can literally say, yeah, I want that to be orange juice. Boom, guess what? You're drinking orange juice. Yeah, don't need to, but it tastes good and it's kind of cool. And if you want that to be beer, that's beer and it tastes like beer and you are happy as can be. If that plate of food in front of you want it to be steak, it is steak. So, that's the cool part about up there that we don't have down here. Yeah, it literally is one of those same but different things, okay? But, it's about experiences down here as you go through. Because, if you don't know what it feels like to walk in the ocean or to have wet sand on your feet and feel the cool breeze of that, we can't play it back up there. Yeah, because you never recorded it. Yeah, yeah. It's the same thing of never having a Pepsi. Yeah, dude, you can't have Pepsi in heaven if you haven't tried it once. Yeah, you got to try it here, and then you got it. Or Coke. All right, I am not a. You guys in your cola wars. If you got a cola, you know what a cola tastes like. So, all right, but you got to record it. You got to have experienced it. So, as we're going through boot camp, that's the one thing we got to remember as we do things here. It's about experiencing it and recording it. Do you know what it feels like to hike up a mountain? The exhaustion on your legs and such. You know? And then on top of it, when you get up there, you get to play back these things. And you got to the top of that mountain. Now you can show everyone in your family, all the generations. Look at this. Let me show you this. And you can show them that view you seen that morning. Play it back as many times as you want. But you can't if you don't ever get up to the top of that mountain because you ain't got it recorded. See, that's what this is all about. It's about all these little experiences. The first time you rode that bike, how cool you felt, how awesome and scared and excited. Yeah, they'll be able to feel that too. You'll be able to take your dad and your mom and your grandmother and say, come here, I want you to see this when I rode my bike first time. Oh, yeah. Yeah, and they'll be able to feel that. It's like a holodeck with feelings when we play back up there. But it only works on what you've actually done. We can't make shit up because there's not a recording. So it's important to get out there and experience as much of this world as you can so you have as much in your library of life as you can store before you finish boot camp. That bucket list thing, it really is important. If you never knew what it felt like to jump out of a plane and do okay, but be careful with that one, all right? Because it's a one-way trip over here, yeah. That damn thing don't open, it's over, all right? Yeah. We're going to see the Father now. Yeah, he didn't have his parachute open. Son of a bit. Yeah, yeah. It's a dangerous nursery. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the thing about this site. Yeah, you're dead. You're out. Yeah, you don't get to come back. No, no. That whole reincarnation shit's actually something's much different. It's about the bleed over and the flash drives up there. See when you're born and you get your feet slapped and you start to breathe. That's first life. And this is important because everyone in this abortion issue bullshit, okay, dude, I'm telling you, the father does not want them to have a baby if they do not want the baby. If they know that it's not right, we need to let them make the right choice, okay? Because there's nothing worse than bringing a baby into the world that's not really wanted, okay? Yeah. So keep that in mind when people are saying, "Oh, we can't kill the babies, can't kill it." You ain't killing nothing until it takes its breath. Okay? Yeah, yeah, dude. It's nothing until it takes its first breath. That's when the flash drive gets plugged in. Okay? Yeah. Well, and then it records your entire life, everything, until you go to judgment. And then when you go to judgment, whatever happens, that flash drive with your life on it goes back into the system, and it records another life, and it records another life, and and they can put maybe 100 on there, or 5,000 years, but it gets to a point where it starts to bleed over, and yeah, people walk through life with deja vu. Man, I've been here before. I, man, I swear I was a queen back in the. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's because the flash drive is needing replaced, and so if that's really happening, yeah, that flash drive will be pulled out on the next one, and because we'll know it, we'll be like, okay, yeah, that flash drive's done, it's loaded. So, and then cool part is you get up on the top side, and that flash drive becomes a group in itself. You'll be, say for example, you did get 100 people on that one flash drive. You're part of that crew, and it's an identity that yeah, I live with him and him and him and him and him. So in a way, yes, I did have many lives, but they were all individuals. They're not one up there. No, they're all there. If they made it. If they didn't make it, then they're in what's called a forever grave. It's the only real forever grave there is in this simulation. And see what that is when you get to the top side and your family members are looking for you and you're not there. You didn't make it. The only way they can go and see you is through the holodeck. And the only recordings of you are your time here in boot camp. You are in what's called a forever grave because you didn't make it. And the only existence of you is your time here in boot camp. So, but on the top side, the other sad things that happen is kids that are born and they're what's called an orphan. Everyone in their family didn't make it. They literally have no family members that they knew here in boot camp make it. And then I have to take them to whatever the last generation that did make it to get them acquainted with their family line. And then there's just the ones that missed. They call that a hole in heaven because the family gets together on holidays and you're not there because you didn't make it. Everyone else is there, but you don't realize the sadness you cause in that family. And a lot of people, they avoid playing back because they don't want to see that you're not there. They want to forget it, but they can't because you're in a forever grave. That's the hole in heaven. Don't be a hole. So I'm going to get back to this and we're going to cover some more stuff. There's so much to talk about, but understanding the holodeck, our simulator that we're in, is really important because we have science that proves this. We know for a fact that everything is made of atoms. We know for a fact that string theory is a mathematical bridge. We can't prove it, but it works, and that's the best we're going to get. See, that's the thing about my being the king of logic. Everything I'm telling you still cannot 100% prove everything. Just can't. No, but with logic and faith, you'll find it's not that hard to understand. And then you can believe. And then you can start opening your heart. Because it's important that you open your heart. Because it really is your compass. If you want to get into heaven, you got to do what's right. You got to pay attention to the decisions in your head. Because see, here's the thing, all right? I probably go into this. It's the devil, the three kings. You remember I was telling you about the high council? Okay. Well, there's God, and there's the high council. They're the bad guys. They're the devil. They're the ones that give you the temptation to go off on the really bad ideas. All right? If you follow their path, you're going to end up in trouble. They don't want to be the bad guys. But they're there for a reason. They're there to teach the Father to work with his children and get their children to behave. Because ultimately, we're his scorecard. Yeah. See, it turns out God's growing too, just like we are. You know how we're in boot camp? Yeah, he's in boot camp. He is literally raising his children now until he gets his three kings. Three kings is the marker that lets him be born into the council of gods. Once he has those three kings, we'll all be born up there into the high council. And we will join them. And we will be the next generation of humanity. And all the good kids that he had will be his scorecard. And how well he did in boot camp. And they'll born another God, and they'll start it all over again. See, that's another part of this that we never understood, the big picture of what's going on here. I have the logic to pass on to you, but can you understand it? You know, the three kings, it's not like he didn't have that idea a long time ago. That's why we have three pyramids. See, it turns out those pyramids are salvation plans. Everyone at the bottom, everyone that made the pyramid, everyone that everything's stacked on, they made it. They made it into heaven. They were slaves and served in this world, in boot camp, tortured, whatever. It was awful. They were rewarded the best. The guys up halfway up, the ones that were slapping the whips and in charge, well, if they were good people, they did it. If they were bad people, not so good for them. And then there's the people at the very top, the pharaohs. Yeah, they were the lambs. They got dissected and custom hell. That's how it works. Everyone on the bottom that serves, they get heaven. Everyone on the top that rules over them, they get custom hell. That's why the pyramids were built. That was the salvation plan. And he knew that a long time ago. And he knew about the three kings. And he even knew about the council of gods. He didn't know who they were. He daydreamed, and that's why we have the Greek gods. Because that was God's daydreaming. See, he's been working with us in many ways. Many, many ways. You know, the Hindus, I seen a thing yesterday about it where they had millions of gods. You know, there's millions of them. But what it really was there's millions of times that God worked with them. And they made a different statue for every one of them. You know, God, he stopped this fire. He stopped this water. He healed this child. Yeah, that's another God. That's another God. Now, it always was the same God. It just, it's a society that was raised without a church. It was a society that was raised without Christ in it, a center figure. So, was he offended by all these idols? These hell no. And it's like hell, he got a marker for every good thing he did. And that's what Hinduism, it really boiled down to, the whole religion. But he's working with us in so many other ways. I mean, the second push for Christianity in the Quran, yeah, that's when mankind was at war with each other, serious war. But if you really boils down to understanding the Quran, there's two words to it: fight for peace. See, but so many pick up the fight part and they forget the peace part. Yeah, it was about fight for peace. Yeah, that boils the whole Quran down into those two words. Because it was really an awful time at that time. The Roman Church, the Catholic Church, was really awful. And someone had to stand up to them. And that's why we had that. And then the third push, where we brought the Mormons in. Yeah, that was here in America. And that was about restart. Let's erase everything. All right, let's make another crazy story. And Joseph Smith did get that, and that whole Mormon book is story. Okay, yeah, nothing real in that one. It was about understanding God and discipline in your life and doing right. Okay, it really is just parables of understanding of being a good person. It's always been about being a good person. And so, if you read the Book of Mormon, you'll read many times about being a good person. You go to church with them, you'll understand. Man, yeah, all right. It makes sense when you understand Avatar theory, which is what I'm telling you about. This was the third push. And Joseph Smith, he kind of screwed up though. He was told not that girl, and he still tried to get that girl. And he got taken out. Yeah, you're out. And that's another reason why Brigham Young University is not Joseph Smith University. Yeah, because did not like that he did not listen to God. God was not very happy about that. After all, he gave him the prophecy of starting the Mormon religion and so many benefits. And when Todd told him no, and he still did it, yeah, kid, yeah, you're out. And that's what happened. And other religions, there's been so many ways that God has worked with us. But those three big ones, the three big pushes, were, the big ones. But and then there was Baptists. Turns out the Baptist was one reason only. They were protecting the line of Christ. Yeah, that's that. Yeah, started all the way back to John. Yeah, he was with Mary, and which was with child after Jesus left, and she had a baby Rose, and then a baby girl, had 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 a baby girl, all the way to my mother. And I was born. Yeah, I have three other brothers, but my particular DNA was the one that he matched up with Jesus. And so technically I am his second son. Because, I am the only son in his line, other than Jesus. All of them were daughters otherwise. Goes back 71 times to Jesus, or 72 if you count God as the father. So that's kind of why I am technically St. Patrick Christ II, and why he has chose me to give me all this information and spent me on 5 years of crazy train going around this America looking nuts as hell to get people's attention. That's why I am where I am right now. And believe me, I am not in a very good place right now. I haven't had very good places ever since I started this damn mission. I had an awesome place when I started this damn mission. I had a garage that was a king's castle. I gave that damn thing up for you kids to come out here and fix this damn world. I didn't know I was doing it though at the time. To tell you the truth, I was plan on suicide. I have to be honest with you. I wanted to go, and then when I found out how much money I made for it, it's like, okay, well maybe I'll spend this money first, and then I'll go. And then I spent this money, and I kept going, and I kept going. Oh man, yeah, he knew, he knew, he knew exactly how to keep that carrot in front of me, and he did that. He has all along to keep me going. So here we are, and we're back again to. I guess I'm going to take a break, listen to music, drink. Yeah, I got to do my thing, and everybody, remember, you're on a holodeck. We have science to prove it, and you need your REM sleep. We have science to prove that too, and the string theory. Yeah, yeah, that's the platform. That's the stage that we're standing on. So anyway, I will get back to you here in a little bit. It'll be more about how to help you, to give you more information to help you on your path. We're going to work on your path next.